Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. I'm happy to be with you here today. Here we are in the middle of the week, and I'm talking about forgetting the past and moving forward. This morning I have a scripture for you from Colossians chapter 3, and just really one powerful verse, 13. It says this: Make allowance for each other's faults and forgive anyone who offends you. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. Well, this passage points to a problem that many people have. And they're not bad people because they have the problem. They're just people. And I understand why they have the problem. What is the problem? The problem is other people. Yep. The problem is someone else over whom you neither have any control, nor maybe do you have any ability to persuade them. You see, other people make their decisions like you do. Now, I realize that's pretty simple. as I say around here, it's really simple. It's just complicated. I want, like probably most of you, I want the freedom and the right to make up my own mind, to be my own self, to be in charge of me. And I don't think I'm unusual about that. Now, some people might be more stubborn about it than others, and perhaps I'm more stubborn than I'm willing to admit. But I just like doing what I do, and when I do it, because I chose to. And I don't think you're necessarily any different. Now, the problem comes when you choose something that impinges on what I choose. You see, my choices can affect you and vice versa. And that's the problem. If that didn't happen, this verse really wouldn't be necessary, nor would it be so important. This verse is one of, how do you say it? One of the main things. You know, there used to be a saying, keep the main thing the main thing. Well, this is one of the main things. Starts off, it's twofold. It says, well, it's threefold. It says, first, make allowances for each other's faults. What does make allowances for mean? Well, it doesn't mean to just ignore it, but it does mean to consider it in its most complete context. You see, I don't know what you're living with in your life. And you don't know what I'm living with in my life. Now, given that fact, here's another fact. Whatever you're dealing with in your life and whatever I'm dealing with in my life affects the way I react to things. I don't react to something in a vacuum. I don't respond without some connection to something in the past. That's called being human. But this verse, first thing, says, make allowances for it. If somebody comes up to you and they're very unfriendly, You don't know why they are. Now, maybe they tell you it's because you did such and such, but that might not be the reason at all. The real reason might be something that happened 10 years ago that they're still living with, and the same as you react. So first off, make allowances. Understand that everybody has a context out of which they speak, even if you don't know what it is. Secondly, now here's the biggie. Forgive anyone who offends you. Now, I could color that and I could explain it away and I could say, but, if, well, maybe, sometimes, what. But the fact of the matter is, this verse is very, very specific. It doesn't give you any wiggle room, as they say. It says to forgive anyone who offends you. Now, that doesn't mean you forget what they did, but it does mean you don't allow that to continue to affect your relationships with them and others. People who are picked on, for example, pick on others, and they might not even know why they're picking on them. We have to forgive those who did things to us that were not right. We have to. Now, there are two reasons why we have to. One is, well, three maybe, I guess. One is because God said so. And I don't know about you, but I don't have any standing to argue against God. I can argue with God, but ultimately I have to give in to what he says. He is much, much more knowledgeable and righteous than I'll ever be. And he says I have to do it. The second reason is the next verse. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. If you're not going to forgive others, why would God forgive you? Think about it. Why would God give you something that you refuse to give to someone else? Now, maybe you never thought about it that way. Do you really want God not to forgive you? I don't. And if that means I need to forgive someone else, okay, I'm all in. Now, I didn't say it'd be easy. I didn't even say it'd be fun. But I will tell you, you have to. Now, here's the third reason, which really isn't in these verses, but it's still part of them. You have to do this because you can't live in the past. Whatever happened in the past is past. It's done. You can't redo it. You can't go back and fix it. You can only go on. And if you want to live a life that's full of joy and wonder and excitement, you can't live in the past. And you can't live in the past if you don't forgive those who've hurt you first. Well, you think about that. I hope you have a great day. If you have a concern or a need, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. Thanks for listening. God bless you. I'll be back tomorrow.